Hi folks, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you probably didn't tune in to watch me go camping, so let's cut now to the guitar part and we'll come back to the camping. Please do stick around if you can, because it would be nice to have you on one of my camps, and we can discuss guitar related and music questions around the campfire. So yes, stick around if you can, and but let's cut to the guitar part first. I like my cap. I feel like a Yorkshireman. I'm in the woods on the south shore of Loch Earn, which is in the southern Highlands, really just where the Highlands start. Every mile north of here just gets more and more beautiful. But the woods here in Loch Earn are actually full of wildlife. Pine marten. I was crapping myself last time about 3 weeks ago. It was the height of the red deer rut. And deer near my tent bellowing all night long. And they're full of testosterone and they're really cranky. And I've had a couple of experiences with deer at that time of the year in the Highlands and the stags. And they're really, really cranky. And it plays on your mind and you can't sleep thinking you're going to get your arse pronged. Oh, maybe with a glass of wine first. Anyway, there, hang on, can you see it? My wee tent, let's go and have a look. There we go. So that is my pitch for tonight. And I do it right. There'll be leave no trace and all that in the morning. Anyway. What do you reckon? 2 glasses of wine, do you think? That's what I'm going to have tonight. It's nice actually, one of my pupils, I'm a driving instructor, excuse me, and one of my pupils came round with a bottle of red wine and a bottle of white wine because I helped her pass her test. So that was very nice of her. So I decanted some from the red. So cheers to Kelly Forbes. Happy driving, Kelly. Right, question number 1. Paul, do you have an album? So the answer is, well, no, I don't have an album as Paul Stafford Cook, the person that you might watch on YouTube. I was in a band and we made an album, but it was a big mishmash of everybody's musical taste, so it didn't get picked up. So no, a Paul Stafford Cook album to represent what I've been doing on YouTube does not exist. Why does it not exist? I've got no access. Cheers, by the way. I've got no access to musicians that would perform the backing. I'm actually not a particularly social person. My family laugh and call me Johnny Naymates because I've got nay pals. I do have a couple of, well, maybe one close pal, but I'm just not really that guy. I'm very content. My wife Rachel and my son Jack, that's my little unit, and I'm very content with that. And so I don't have this big access to friends who could perform on the album and bring their keyboards and drums and bass. And I would quite like a full album with proper backing. So yeah, so there you go. I'm 52 years old, so at 52 I'm kind of content. I'm very happy and content, and thanks to you guys and my one girl who subscribes, I've already achieved more than I thought I would achieve as an older person playing my guitar. So a heartfelt thank you very much to everybody who puts these lovely comments in my channel. It's absolutely heartwarming. And so therefore, thanks to you, I've really already achieved more than I thought I would. Because as a young guitar player, 20-year-old, of course I had lifelong wishes of becoming the next Gary Moore and stuff. But those dreams of being an Albert Lee or a Gary Moore or a Martin Offler, these dreams were smashed against the rocks in my late 20s, when nobody picked up our band. And at one point my dad was in the band. he was, at one point he thought maybe somebody with some connections would maybe spot me as a guitar player and kind of pluck me from obscurity. But part of that might just be his own view of my abilities through his own rose-tinted spectacles, because he's my dad. But I secretly hoped that that would happen as well. But nobody picked me up, and that's perfectly fine. And so I had a job the whole time. I worked in an office. And so life happens, eh? So I enjoyed being in a band. It was wonderful. I think it was 15, 17 years, anyway, a long time playing every weekend. It was great. But then nobody picked me up. And so that was that. You just put it to bed, you go and live your life. And then after a long hiatus of many years, where I was really just playing an acoustic on the wall, 2016, maybe just before this YouTube channel started, I started playing more and more. And so that kicked off the whole YouTube thing. And so I have no desire to be anything or do anything. I'm probably quite lazy at this age to push myself. I can't be bothered. I don't want the hassle. And every day when I open up my YouTube comments, I get these lovely comments. And so therefore I've already cracked it. I've already made it. It's wonderful, wonderful thing. And it's so nice to, like, I love the idea of eventually, hopefully when I'm 100, when I pop my clogs, I love the idea of leaving a little legacy. It'd be nice to have a legacy like Gary Moore, but I'll have a little legacy. People for years to come will stumble on my little channel and look at one of my videos and think, that makes sense to me, the way he explained that or whatever. So I've already cracked it. However, there's one little nagging thing in the back of my brain. I feel I should maybe just take my Cornell and my guitars into a studio and just kind of, all these doodles that I do, they've all kind of got names, and just kind of record them track by track, so I could produce an album, say with 11 tracks, 12 tracks, but it would be no backing, no bass. I could maybe put bass on a couple because I could play the bass, but the point is it would just be unplugged, or, you know what I mean, one man and a guitar type stuff, as if you just joined all my YouTube videos together and got the best bits. I might do that, but you know. So that's how I feel about all of that just now. Next one. Monetizing and stuff like that. Promotions, endorsements, gear demos. So we'll start with monetizing and why I don't monetize. It's quite nice to have something that isn't, like, I'm not chasing a buck with this channel. So it's nice to not monetize. I hate adverts. So if you ever see an advert on any one of my videos, it's because I've breached copyright and played Brothers in Arms or something like that. God, I'm getting killed with this smoke. So I'm quite happy not to monetize. I have a job that pays my mortgage, and great. And I've got a bit of a chip on my shoulder. Everybody at my age gets a chip on their shoulder about something. And it is the whole how money and power makes the world work. I'm not going to go on a big rant, but it's nice to click on a YouTube video sometimes that isn't monetized, and it's just somebody enjoying their hobby. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not needing money from YouTube. I'd love money. Money is wonderful and extra money is great. But I've already cut my cloth according to what I earn as a driving instructor. So this YouTube video can just be my hobby, and there's something lovely about that it isn't monetized. On the same subject, promotions and endorsements. Every day my email's got something in it from some sunglasses company or some computer game company. Can we jump on your channel? It must be just regular stuff that when you've got a channel of a certain number of subscribers, everybody must get inundated with that junk email. I do too. I got one the other day from Donner. You might know of Donner. A very, very affordable end of the market. They'll do guitar tuners, guitars, I think they do keyboards, all musical based stuff. They contacted me and said, how would you feel if we sent you a pack and a guitar amplifier and you could demo it on the channel? So I went back and said, I'd quite like that, thank you very much. What happens to the guitar after I've demoed it? I'd want to be completely honest, because my subscribers would smell a rat if I started going, this guitar is great, it's as good as my such and such. So I said I need to be fair, but I will be respectful of the spirit in which you're giving me the guitar, but I won't. And so I went back with that. She says, A, you can keep the guitar, of course you can even give it away on a giveaway on your channel and say what you want, but be fair and be respectful. Absolutely. And we'd like you to do the following. And in the list of the following, I thought, not a chance. X amount of YouTube videos, Instagram stuff with swipeable links. They wanted me to send them a draft of the video. They did say they wouldn't change what I put in the video, but they would add their customized links and promotion codes. And suddenly my channel, no. So I went back and said, thank you very much. If you want to send me the guitar still, I'll happily do a demo on my terms. I'll put a link to your website in my comments, but that's all I'm willing to do. But and she came back, she was very nice and said, no, I need my stats. Her boss looks at her stats and she needs to tick a few boxes, and I wasn't going to be ticking a box, so that's fine. So I'll maybe get more of that coming through. But if I do demo something on my channel, and I'm not knocking anybody, by the way, who does demo, everybody has to make a living, and if that's how you make your living on YouTube, go for it. But I hope you'll never see me say, this guitar's great, when you clearly can see in my eyes, I can't wait to put it down and pick up my Oswald. Next one. Valve amps for home use, and the Cornell. As you know, I love my Cornell. It's probably my favourite amp. Paid full price for it. I have reached out to Dennis just to say thank you for building such a tone monster, and he came back with a lovely email just to say that I seem to be an accidental salesman, and he is getting orders. Sorry folks, that smoke's just, you still see me? That smoke was crazy. And he's getting orders based on some of my YouTube videos. So there again, I've cracked it, I'm a star. No, but it's wonderful to feel that people are buying Cornell amps with me having a little bit to do with that, which is great. So my Cornell amp, I think the future for Valve amps in the house has to be some sort of attenuation. I don't mean buy an attenuator, that's another subject. But all my amps can overdrive at lower volume, either through attenuation, inbuilt attenuation, or having a separate gain knob. So my Marshall's great. My Vox is a wee bit less great at house volume, but it's still good. Cornell's great. I really fancy trying a Bad Cat Cub. I think they do a 15 and a 40 watt. But they have the K-Master, which is, everybody's got their own unique take on how to attenuate. So they have the K-Master. I've never tried a Bad Cat, but I would love to try a Bad Cat. I also cannot help but be lured in when you hear, who's that guy that owns Morgan amps? When you hear that guy speak, you think, I want one of your amps. He can just sell his amp just by talking. He's another one with his own proprietary kind of idea on how you would attenuate. Can't remember exactly how he does it. So I really fancy one of these Morgan amps. I think these types of amps would be great in the house. Unfortunately, everything I've mentioned so far is very expensive. Not too rock expensive, but expensive. So these are two amps that I've wanted for a while, but to be honest, I probably won't buy any new stuff for a long time. I don't need anything. By the way, I'm still getting my Epiphone Riviera. That you remember, I swapped that for my Supro Tremo Verb. But we're having a hell of a delay in it coming to guitar. They reckon the latest it would possibly be is February 22. So, but I'm looking forward to that. It'll be the only guitar with mini humbuckers that I have. It's getting dark. I'm going to make my dinner soon. I've got pasta and some veg that I've already made, and all I have to do is to pour some pesto sauce on it, heat it up in a pan, and I'm good to go.